I've had that feeling, before I entered the industry where I was like, someone's just going to see my greatness and they're going to be like,
I'm different. Welcome back to Barely Scraping By. Oh my God, guys, we're doing it again. Season 2. And I was like racking my brain. I'm like, okay, who do I want this season? I wanted to be very intentional with who I had and like the stories that had influenced me. So like a couple months back, maybe like February, one of my kings of the industry, Mr. Alex Franklin, he's like, Claire, do you want to come talk to my class? And I'm like, hell yeah, I want to talk to your class. Like inflate my ego, make me feel like a queen, put me on a director's chair in front of literally like 60, 70 students in a big ass classroom. And I'm like, yeah, I want to do that, Alex. Like literally make me feel so good. And so then I was on stage and I was vibing and I was kind of nervous because all these students were looking at me. And to the right of me was Miss Claire. And I hadn't met her before, but I was listening to her speak and it was really influencing me, what she was saying and how she was speaking and the moments in her life that has made her feel like she was barely scraping by and like how she continues to push through. So since that conversation that I overheard with Claire, like I wanted Claire on the podcast because what you said really influenced me and showed me like, damn, there's people out there who are really doing the damn thing and also like having to supplement their income with extra jobs, all the things that Claire does. And she dances and has extra jobs on the side outside of her assistant job. So she is someone who really, really like encapsulates the brand of Barely Scraping By and also like pushes herself forward because she isn't not just barely scraping by, she's thriving because she's also a great person and really has great things to say. So this is my guest today, Miss Claire duo.
Hey.
So we're in it for a good time. But what's up, Claire? How are you doing?
I'm doing well. It's a beautiful day. I'm happy to be here. Happy
beautiful
to talk
Saturday.
to you. Yeah.
Oh, please keep on inflating my ego.
Yes. No.
Let's keep it going. But I kind of just wanted to like itch the beginning of the surface and like tell me about like what got you into the industry, what you're up to now, and like give the background so we can kind of like know what we're working with here.
Yeah. So I went to UCLA. I graduated from there and I majored in dance and then minored in film and TV and entrepreneurship. I've always been really interested in film. I grew up really, I majored in photography in high school and kind of always had a natural gravitation towards watching movies. Wes Anderson, Scott Derrickson, all my favorite directors. I've looked up to them my whole life. And then dance, and film go very hand in hand. And it's something that I've kind of always wanted to try and combine at some point. And right out of college, I kind of started an internship at the company that I work for now, which is Zero Gravity Management. And I started doing script coverage and kind of getting, more of insight as to what assistants do, both on the below the line and in the talent side. And I luckily got a job right after graduating there as well. So now I work in the talent department and the development department, and I've been able to meet a ton of really cool people in the industry from that. And, I have my own aspirations of writing and directing and producing as well. Yeah, it's been a whirlwind.
And what are you doing outside of the job as well?
Yeah, so I currently work as an ice cream scooper on the side. I also do Uber Eats. I have had many dance internships. So I've worked with Diavolo, which is like an architecture in motion company. I've also worked for 88 Studios, which is another dance studio. And then I also write for a woman-ran blog for raves and EDM music and travel hospitality. So in exchange for that, I write articles and get to go to release parties and shows, and I get to meet, another side of the industry, the entertainment industry, which is like music and people in that area. Which is super cool because, a lot of actors, actresses, other people are multifaceted. You find that they cross over a lot. So yeah, and I'm also watching pets on the side. I do babysitting and nannying, I do all of it.
Claire literally touched every side of this city, I swear. Yeah. She's literally around the world. I'm like, what does she not do? Yeah, if Claire told me she was going to the moon, I'd be like, okay, Claire's going to the moon. I'll see her there one day because you truly touch every side of it. And it's so impressive. You're essentially living like multiple lives right now. How do you stay like authentic across all these different roles and jobs?
Yeah. So Honestly, a lot of it is making sure that I'm taken care of first. Obviously, like basics, food, sleep, water, exercise. Like, I think those are really easy to disregard. And I think in general, that's something that, you know, you think you have to work and work and work, and then you start forgetting to eat, you start forgetting to do other stuff. And I think that can lead to burnout more quickly. I also really try to carve out time for me to be able to have like mindfulness, time for myself, time to eat, time to like revitalize. Luckily, with a lot of the part-time stuff, there are some weeks where they're super, super on and some weeks where they're super, super off. Like I kind of get scheduled when I can, or especially with Uber Eats and other stuff, I can control that a little bit more. For me, staying authentic is really grounding in, you know, the basics, the essentials, but also then trying to reinvite, why am I doing this? What is my goal? What is my intention here? I'm not just doing this obviously to make money, because I might be in a different industry if that was the case, but I'm more so being very intentional with the direction that I'm heading and taking the money that I have and like saving it for projects, like saving it to start up an art collective, saving it to start up like my own headshots, saving it to have, you know, hopefully enough funding to make my own short one day and have it be like, okay, we're in the works of getting all the things built up and now it's just building a savings and then executing. So I have like deadlines and like a bunch of sheets of projects that I keep for myself as well. And I would say that helps me as well, because it's like, then I have more structure around my life and I can also balance my creative side with my hustle side so that it's not everything is just hustle and I'm forgetting about my entire reason for hustling.
Exactly. And I think that's something that I have gotten privy to. Like I got lost in the hustle. I got lost in the hustle and I was on the phone with my mom the other day being like, what am I doing? Like I got caught in that. I'm like, what am I doing? I'm 25. Why am I here? What if I'm 30 and, you know, I'm assistant and I'm like sending avails and I'm like 35 or something. And I'm like, what if I never get a promotion? And like, what if I can't buy a house? And like, what about my kids? Like I was truly going
jumping all the way ahead to 20 years from now.
And my mom's like, well, you know, if you want to do something different, you can. I was like, no, mom, I need just reassurance. And it's good to hear what you're saying, because it's something that I got lost in, where I was doing, you know, all the things, doing the networking, doing, you know, the short films on the weekends and doing all these things and always being on, but never giving any energy to myself and never feeling myself. I'm just getting caught up in the long-term things. And it's a reminder to me right now to, you know, not everything has to be big picture and you don't have to think 5-10 years ahead. Like you never know what's going to happen, and like reminding yourself why you're doing it and why it's fueling you. Because I know if I was crunching numbers and not in the industry, I would be hating my life. So
exactly. Well, and like you have a dream, you know, like you have a goal, you have a purpose, you find this intentionality, and that's what drives you to get all this ambition. It's so easy to lose it. Like you then start focusing on like getting a house, having all the things that like I think are very societally like demanding and also like comforting and securing. And then you realize like, wait, but I wanted to make a movie. Like, wait, I wanted to do this. Like, why am I not just doing it? Like, and yes, like give yourself grace. You know, you're working hard so that you can also like supplement your life and be able to do that. But I think it is definitely like you gotta have people in your life who are gonna remind you like stop thinking about even the next month. Focus on like what you can do today and tomorrow and in the next
sighing
week.
Right now being like yeah.
But it's, I mean, it's so hard to think, you know, how can I be really present? But the most present you can be is just trying. And I think that's like, that's all we need. It's just trying.
This episode is turning into like my own therapy session. Something that I desperately needed. I was laying in bed the other night and I was looking up at the ceiling and I was envisioning myself like having my movie play in the theaters and my family being there. I'm like, okay, Claire, like just get back in the flow and remind yourself while you're doing it. And I was like, I was manifesting the velvet red seats and like me being on like, thank you, mom. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, who you're talking to the most and like pushing you forward is your community and your group. But what's the biggest lesson you've learned about the industry that you wish someone told you before you got into it?
Not to take things so personally. I think everyone is busy. Everyone is hustling. Everyone is doing the thing that they need to do. And it's so easy to then look at like someone not responding to you or someone not getting back to you or you getting, you know, you're going to get so much rejection. And I think that's another thing that's a part of it. but trying to really depersonalize it from it's not me. Like, there's not a problem with me. It's just kind of more like, this is how the industry runs. And whether it's with having like a boss or a company, or, you know, working on a set and having people maybe talk to you in a certain way, or like you then start, you know, feeling like, oh my God, like I'm not doing this right. Like I'm not, and that's how you learn. Like, I think there's like such beauty in being like, this doesn't have anything to do with me. And what can I take from this? What's valuable to me? And maybe what's something that like this has more to do with them than me. And I think that has helped me a lot when it comes to like going in and talking to new people, or asking what they're interested in, or establishing and saying what I want to do. Because I think me not taking it personally when people are like, oh, I can't do that anymore. It's not working that way. Instead of like it being like, oh, this is rejection, it's like redirection. And
Snaps.
Yeah, rejection happens whether you like it or not. And so I think like having it be like, instead of this being like, oh my God, this is my downfall, like this was my dream, this is what I wanted to do, it's like, okay, this is taking me into a different direction. I did not think I was going to go in this direction, but I'm going in it, and it's kind of cool. Like, now what can I gain from this? What can I glean from this? And I think that's probably like the toughest lesson I've had to learn, and I'm still learning it. Like, it's definitely ongoing. It's never complete. So yeah.
I completely agree. And Lauren, the beautiful woman who did this set, shout out to you. She's sitting over there, but we don't see her. We were having this conversation last night about being, you know, sensitive, and how beautiful that is, but how hard that is in an industry like this.
Yes.
Because I take, you know, everything so personally sometimes.
Yeah.
And then I'm in my head, and no one's going to pat you on the back because everyone's so caught up in their own selves.
Yeah.
It's not personal. Everyone's trying to make it look easy. Mm-hmm. Everyone's trying to show up into work like nothing's affecting them, and nothing's going wrong, and they're the perfect, you know, producer, agent, executive, and they're killing it, you know, with the kids and the wife and everything. Yep. And I'm just like, Claire, it's okay.
Yeah.
It is okay. And I'm so glad I'm filming this season during this moment in my life, because I feel like I've been going through this kind of low lately and trying to figure out how to get back to my, you know, my high, and how to get back to my good spot.
It's all that emotion and like being sensitive. I don't know, you probably have to like find yourself regulating a lot, and like I have to do that all the time. Like I think that's the beauty of it. People love people who are personal and like interpersonal and can be like open, and people want to work with people like that. So I think in the long run it actually ends up benefiting us more to be that way. But I do think, you know, there's hardships with it. You are open, and like things sting and things hurt, and you're not this like hard shell. And I think there's beauty in experiencing that, because then too we have so many more stories to tell, and there's so much more that we can relate to people with. But I do think it's so hard, because then you're just sitting there and being like, which people are going to yell at you in this industry, like
1000%.
Everyone yells at you.
1000%.
And so much of the time you have to just sit there and be like, all right, what are they saying? Not like what the feeling is like throwing at me, and like how they're saying it, but like, what are they saying? And it's like, okay, I made a mistake. I can own up to that. Let me take accountability. Later, I'll go cry. Like later, I'll go in the bathroom, or I'll go.
You will be getting a call at the end of the workday today.
You will be getting several calls today.
I might be stepping out to call you to cry in the alley, which I have done. I have done.
But I think in the moment, learning how to be able to take it as like information and not this emotional like wave is so important, because then later you can do that for yourself and regulate and do what you need and tell yourself, okay, that wasn't okay. Like the way that they addressed me isn't okay, but the information they were giving me, that's useful. And now I can avoid this in the future.
Through all that, like, what does success look like to you? Like, I know that question is asked all the time. Like a specific job, the income, or something else entirely, because I find that something that we talk about a lot as assistants is the money we make and like the hours we work, and like that's just like the brutal reality of it. But like, what is the success that you're reaching for in this life or this industry that you feel like you are trying to reach?
See, that's a great question.
I love this question. I know it's asked all the time.
No, but it is a really good question, because I feel like a lot of people view success as like, once I have the big house and I have the family and I have or once I have this, and it's like an attainment or like a reward. And I feel like to me, success is like, do I have community? Am I making something that is meaningful to me? Do I feel fulfilled? And I think too, like, goes hand in hand with making time for your creativity, making time for the people around you, like having stuff like this, like a podcast where like you started it in your college home and now you're just like, you have friends that are working with you all the time and you get to invite so many new people in, and it's like all of us are struggling, but now we're building community within that. I think over the years, it's taken me a very long time, especially in LA, to build community. But once I've started doing it, I've started noticing like I've gone on crazy adventures just like because I've met these people. I think continuing forward, I'm seeking out that kind of success. And that's why, you know, I understand my financial means and I need to like make money and do that. But I think I've felt most successful when I'm like with people or around people that like I know care about me and I care about them, and like we all want each other to succeed.
No, exactly. And I find that's something that I sometimes struggle with in LA because I've been moving all the time.
Yeah.
Lived somewhere else like 8 months ago. I'm moving here in a month. I moved from Westwood to Mar Vista, and I'm just like constantly moving and constantly with the wind. So all that has kind of been hitting me, and I've been feeling very transient. I've been feeling very like with the wind when I'm in LA.
Very
and I'm
vagabond.
Yes. Yeah. I don't even know what that means. Yes. Like a sailor?
Yeah. Well, like a wanderer. Like you're just kind of constantly moving.
And I used to like that.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh,
it's exciting.
You can't catch me. You
but
can't
now
catch
you're
me in
like,
one place.
wait, I need stability.
I'm like, wait, Claire, Claire, you need community. And so it all kind of hit me at once. Like, what are you feeling? Why is this making you feel this way? And why don't you have the roots? And success is something that I try to think about a lot. And I feel like the older I get, I'm trying to, you know, really have people around me that like love me and want the best for me, because who do you feed off of when you're in a funk or in a low?
You call someone.
Yep.
You call your mom. You call your sibling. You call like your friend who like you work with and understands your struggles. Like
exactly. Your family's from Chicago and you're in LA. Like, what does that support system look like for you? And how is that Chicago to LA like help or hurt you at times?
It's hard, you know, like you're far away from anyone. You can't run home to mom. Also the time difference, like you can't call whenever. Like it kind of, you'll get out at like 9:30, 10:30 and it's 12 a.m. there. I think it's been really beneficial for me because it forces a little bit more of an independence and problem solving on my own. I've had to, you know, do a lot of research on my own about how to navigate something. I get a lot of books on how to navigate things, and like I find myself being introspective, but also asking other people, have you been through this? Like, what's that like for you? And also like in my lifetime, I've actually moved a lot. My sister lives in DC. My brother, now he just moved to Vegas. My mom lives in Southern Indiana. My dad lives in Chicago. So my family has kind of always been a little bit all over the place. I've lived in Colorado and Florida, and I've, you know, spent a lot of time in Indiana. So I'd say I've also kind of lived there, and everything is just widely different. So that's helped me greatly when it comes to like, I would say, being able to adjust to new personalities. And in this industry, you have to work with so many different personalities, and it's important to be educated on being open to like where people are from and not harping on like the innate, like, well, this isn't something I'm used to, so I can't criticize. Like I need to be, okay, where are they coming from? What's different from me? You
were saying that you were like throwing, you know, you like, hey, what's up? Like with the job thing and advocating for yourself and asking for like, hey, you know, like I got skills that you might want. And like, how are you finding the confidence to push yourself forward and put yourself in those rooms where sometimes you can be like, maybe I won't be the best, or, you know, that negative little devilish mind that sometimes seeps into your thoughts of like, you know, I'm not going to be good for this. I'm not going to be good for that. How do you find yourself pushing the positive part of your brain forward and advocating for yourself in situations that are going to just help you in the long run?
To quote Nike, just do it, you know?
There we go.
I think for me, it's very much so if I keep thinking about it, or if I keep like thinking about how I'm going to do it. And sometimes preparation is good. Like it's good to maybe write down like a little script for yourself, like an elevator pitch, if you will, for yourself. And that depends on what job you're entering in. It depends on what networking event you're going into, but not overthinking it. Just being like, what says me in a very simple way, but also like just kind of being like, well, if I show up as myself and I'm just confident and like tell them what I'm capable of and where I can meet them or how I can benefit them, then like that just is already, that's me like practically doing the first part of any interview, is showing up, seeing how you are, giving them your experience and letting them know how you work as a person. And I think for me in anything I've done, it's definitely exposure therapy. There's times where I go in and I leave feeling way worse than I did going in, or there's times when I go in feeling absolutely terrible and then I leave feeling even better, because like regardless, it was me trying. And I think that's something that, again, rejection is redirection. Going in not with the expectation of anything to happen, but being excited to have the experience regardless, and also just like trying. Effort means something, and you know, if I'm not trying, then that's okay too, but like it's definitely important to try.
You're just reminding me of all the things that I used to think that I feel like I've lost in the process a little bit, and you're reminding me of like, you know, that craziness when I started out. I was like, give me a job. I will literally stop at nothing until I get a job. Like hungry.
Yes.
And now I'm like, okay, where's that why did I lose that hunger, and how can I get it back, and how can I be that person again that throws myself in every situation and advocates for myself and throws my resume forward, and like, you know, I'm not looking for a job right now, but like in the future, like getting back to that flow of like, no, to be in this industry and just in life, you have to be hungry for what you want, because no one's going to sit there and give it to you. No one's going to serve it to you on a silver platter. Even if you thought that, whoever's listening to this who thought that, no one's coming for you. No one's knocking on your door.
Sitting there looking, and I've had that feeling, you know, before I entered the industry, where I was like, someone's just going to see my greatness and they're going to be like,
I'm different.
Which you are, and you are special and you are unique, but it's like, that's not something that people are going to pick out and just like take. Like people really think like, oh yeah, like they just were found on the street. It's like, no, it takes years of doing like so much like grunt work and so much stuff. Like I think too, part of it is like having the side jobs, having the side hustles kind of instigate that ambition and that hunger again, because you're meeting all these people who are doing the same thing. When I worked at Free People Movement on Abbott Kinney or whatever, like let's go, great company.
Honestly, not surprised you worked there either at this point.
It was, I mean, I've had so many crazy odd jobs. It's like a mile long. But when I worked there, I worked next to, you know, a bunch of people who were like actors, photographers, videographers. One guy that I know who's like I'm friends with now, he is in a band and has his own band, and like we all still keep in touch, but like we are working at retail stores, and like that's not our like main dream, but then like we know what we're doing on our day in order to help supplement for our night. And I think that's then what keeps the motivation going. And sometimes you need breaks. Sometimes a break is good. Sometimes taking a step back and reevaluating where you're at and what you need. Is this serving me right now? Do I need to be hustling right now? Do I need to feel ambitious right now? Or can I sit with where I am for a bit? And I think that's equally as important as having that like grind mindset.
Oh, girl, you were speaking to my soul right now. This whole moment, I'm like, you know, I've said it before, this whole episode, murmur, poor me, like feeling in a funk, but you are bringing me back out. And something exciting that we're doing on this new season is called the Baddie Boot. And I'm going to transition into her right now. We have this cute little boot. You know, I wanted to bring in my roots. I wanted to bring in my background, you know, cattle rancher at heart. So in this Baddie little boot, there are some questions. So reach in here and grab a little question from the boot, and you're going to answer something fun and exciting.
All right. Oh.
What does the boot say? It's like a genie in the bottle.
What does the boot say? What's the most embarrassing thing you've done while trying to network? Oh, God.
I love that. The Baddie Boot speaks wisdom.
I feel like the most embarrassing thing for me is I've sent hundreds of texts and emails and LinkedIn messages and calls. And I love it when it's just like left on read, or like you just see the hundreds in your list and you're just like, oh my God, I look like a desperate girlfriend. Like I am reaching out. So, or the double, triple, quadruple text, because you're like, well, maybe this time. And then after a certain point, you cut yourself off because you're like, clearly it's not getting to them. And then also just any networking event, I feel like I go in there and I'm like ready to talk. And then I talk to other people and I'm just like, man, what am I doing here? Like, I feel like I'm just talking and like, I don't know what I'm doing. And I feel like then I get this moment of like consciousness where I'm like kind of in my body too much, and I'm just like, I'm here, and like I don't know if I like that. Like,
oh yeah, I was doing something the other day, and I like I unzoomed from the top, and I was looking at myself from like I was really looking above myself, and I'm like, I'm just a mammal, and I'm just trying to seek,
and I'm
like,
just seeking attention from all these people, and like trying to make a project happen, and
literally
like begging, and it's
I'm like, this is the way I go through life. I am
like,
just an animal. I am just a cheetah trying to find my pack. Like networking, you know, you're always going to do embarrassing things. The emails I've sent, I used to send long emails giving my whole background, being like, this is where I grew up. This is what I'm doing now. This is what I want to do. And then I attach the resume. And now I see some of those emails hit my boss's inbox.
I can't do that, man.
And I'm like, okay, all you got to do is write a couple sentences and they'll read it. But I thought they'd want to know my whole story.
And people don't have time.
People don't care.
They want to know at some point if you're worth knowing. But like in the beginning, people don't care.
They don't.
People don't have time.
They don't.
People are busy trying to feed themselves and like figure out what the next deal is and what's going on.
1000%. And that's what I've learned. Like, that's a big learning lesson. You are special, you are unique, as Claire said. Like, don't forget that, honey. You are special, you are unique. But at the end of the day, you're special and unique to, you know, a small, probably percentage of people in your life, and everyone else is special and unique to themselves.
It's humbling, but it's good. Like, you need it.
Oh, exactly.
Yeah.
But I want to talk about your dance real quick before we wrap this moment up. The leadership skills you have in dance, you know, when you're choreographing and leading a group and like, you know, doing the whole moment. I don't know the terminology, so I'm just going to call it the moment. What do you think the leadership skills of dance that you've like learned there have translated to your life now, and like leading a pack or leading yourself, or like bringing kind of that translating? Oh, thank you.
I grew up dancing. I've been dancing since I was 2 or 3 years old. So it's very disciplinary. You have to have a lot of discipline, a lot of self-motivation. Like, it's not like when you're on a sports team and everyone's kind of like, if you're gone, we're not going to kick the ball or whatever. Like, it's kind of more, if you're gone, and like you're missing out for you. So I think that's another thing that's really shaped me developmentally. But I will say, like, leadership wise, it's something where growing up, I was put in a lot of positions where like you have younger kids who maybe need a teacher's assistant or someone to look up to for dance. And that's, you know, when you're a kid, you look up to the people who are in the big companies, you look up to the people, the big kids taking the classes. And I think it's having this like hierarchy of like showcasing and knowing when to step into that position, and when to also hang back and know where your talents and your skills lie, but also where your strengths and weaknesses are. Like, everything really requires a lot of attention to where you're at and where your capabilities are. But yeah, leadership wise, I would say that's something that I just kind of naturally step into, and it does dip into other things in my life as well, because then at work I can feel powerful or encouraged enough to like take initiative on some things and get excited and encouraged. And a lot of people, I feel like, want you to have initiative and take initiative. And I think it's something that like when you're feeling encouraged in one area, it makes you feel a little bit braver to be encouraged in another area, even if you're still scared or a little bit more like uncertain of it. And taking the odd jobs that I take, I'm forced to like for my blog writing thing, I had to go to a release party and get footage. I went by myself. I didn't know anyone. I was completely underdressed. I like went and met the DJ and like his PR team and all this stuff. And I just have to be confident and be like, okay, cool. Like, what am I doing? And I think that's with anything, is then dance has encouraged that entire trajectory for me.
I'm like obsessed with you. The more you talk, I'm just like becoming obsessed. Just the lives you've lived and the wisdom you've gained and like the knowledge you have just to pass on. Like,
and I still have so much that I don't know.
Oh, I'm a my baby. God, of course.
I don't know anything. Like, it but really is but just
truly,
like
when you believe that, when you truly understand that, okay, I don't know anything and I just have a life to live and more to learn and more to grow from. But your advice has already touched me and like has already helped me right now, truly. Claire, like, I mean that, like, it has truly like touched me. I'm like, oh, it's like you're breathing life back into me and like reminding me why I feel this way and why I'm in this industry and like why I'm doing all this. But we have a question under the table that you did see.
Oh my God.
Us right.
Yes, I did. It's so beautifully written.
And they told me to show the camera, so I'm showing the camera. And a question for you, Claire, is what is a challenge you faced that turned out to be a positive situation for yourself?
I think for me, the most recent challenge was coming to terms with where I am financially and what I'm giving my time to and how I'm navigating it. Cause I can say all this stuff about like, this is where you need to be and like, this is how it helps and all that. But like, I'm also like, the reason I can say this is because I've been struggling with it. And like, it's something that I'm, constantly facing. I really found myself like a couple weeks ago being like, you have 2 months until your savings is gone. And being like, okay, cool. Like you're all that money that you've built up and that all that stuff that you've like done. Like I'm still very much living like paycheck to paycheck and like kind of trying to figure that out. And that's something that I really was like, okay, how do we do this? And turn into a positive because I sat with it and I was sobbing and I was just crying and I was just like upset and like calling my mom and like trying to figure out what the heck to do. Cause I was like, I'm already working so hard. Like, and unfortunately working hard doesn't equate to like more money all the time. It just means you're working hard. And I thrusted myself into like a world of what other jobs that I'm interested in. And I have like a little notebook of odd jobs that I've always dreamed of having that are like a bookkeeper, a record store worker, a like ice cream scooper, which I now have, a bartender. And I took a step back. I quit my dance internship. I left that. I had to ask for more hours for like ice cream scooping. That's not always working. So that's like, another thing. Enrolled myself in a bartending school. Have been doing that and will like ideally get a job out of that. And I've been trying to gravitate more towards things that like I can maybe get more opportunity out of. So I've been meeting with more people and picking up on projects and doing things that are not only fulfilling but also lead into something else. And you know what? Me realizing that like financially I just can't afford some things, it's forced me to be like, okay, I'm staying at home, but now I'm working on this more. And I apply to like 20 to 40 jobs a week on average. I'm stressed as heck right now, and there's so much out of my control, but I'm still trying, and the best that I can do is try. And I think the biggest part of it too is like I'm still doing it. I'm still doing the thing, and it kind of forces you to reframe and be like, so I was feeling financially stable and like going out and doing this. What can I find then that like maybe I'm not financially stable, but then what is still equally fulfilling for me? And like, how can I continue to persevere and be like, this might be my outcome in the next 2 months, but like, how can I calm down with that? And how can I be at peace with that?
Wow.
Realistic.
Yeah, no, realistic.
But it's good.
No,
it's
exactly. This is the podcast of reality. We're not here to blow smoke. We're here to like speak the truth, and that's exactly what you've done. And what is a question that you want to ask the next guest, and you don't know who they are, but what is a question that you want to pass on to the next person coming through?
What are you so excited to work on that like you that is your dream goal, but that's something, what can you do right now to help with that goal? Like, what are you doing right now? And can you start it tomorrow?
I just keep, I literally want to hit it with the yummy.
And obviously you can condense that or like rephrase it in a way that's like easier to ask the next person. But yeah.
I love that. Claire, it has been an absolute pleasure. It has been a treat to have you here. And truly, like, your words touched me, and they like I said, like, are making me, I already feel myself coming back to now. And like when I started the day today, I was like, whoo. And this week I was like, whoo. Yeah. And Nicole's like, how you doing? I'm like, we're doing good. We're going to do it. And now that I'm back in this flow, like, human connection is what I live for and what I do. And being here with you has been truly so fun and such a treat. So much. Thank you for being on and sharing your story and sharing your words of wisdom. And, we have just a lifetime to go, don't we?
Yes, we do. We have so much life to live.
You're just the best. And with that, but I want to say have a great day. I was about to say have a great day.